Hello and welcome to the GSRP CAD tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to sign up, make an account on the Civillian side of the CAD system, create now own calls, create characters, register vehicles, register firearms, request licenses, etc. So let's get started. First, we're going to be in by going to cad.gsrp25.com. On here, you'll see a sign in and sign up button. If it's your first time going into the CAD, you will click sign up. Under username, I recommend putting the username as some name you usually go by. For this example, I would put Wallace. For email, you're going to go ahead and enter an email that you have access to. Now that you have your email in, let's go and move on to the password. Under password, put in a password that you would remember and wouldn't forget. Once you've entered your password, you may click sign up, and then you will be in the CAD. Now, there are still a couple more steps to get access to the Civillian side. You will come down to here where it says connect to Discord. You will click on Connect Discord, and you will click Authorize. Once you are logged in, after you authorize the Discord to connect to your account, that is the same Discord that is in our Discord server, you will then gain access to the Civillian portal. If you still do not see the Civillian portal, once you have linked your Discord account, you can click the Refresh Roles button, and it will refresh any roles that are not synced over from the Discord to the CAD system. Now, once you have your roles synced, you have permission to see the Civillian portal. You can go and click on the Civillian portal. In the Civillian portal, on the left-hand side, you will see 6 different categories: characters, DMV, insurance, firearms, courthouse, and emergency services. In this tutorial, we are going to cover all 6 of these in depth for you. Starting off at number 1, we have characters. Under characters, you will see a list of any characters you have created previously or ones you are about to create. You will see the orange Create Character button on the top right. Once you have clicked the Create Character button, you'll be prompted with a menu, like you are seeing currently. You will enter a first name, a last name, a date of birth, a gender, a race, an occupation, an address, a height in inches, a weight in pounds, an eye color and hair color of your character. Once you have entered this information, you may now click Create Character. Upon creating your character, you will then see your singular one character you have created at the top of your characters list. Under this, you can see the active button. This will show when you only have one character, but when you have multiple different characters, each different character will have a set active button. You can set yourself active as different characters instead of just being locked on one. This is important because depending on what character you are active on, when you use the /ID command in-game, this is going to show the information that you have set as active in the CAD system. So if you have, for example, this character Wallace James selected as active, and you do /ID in-game, it will prompt the officer or whoever you are showing your identification to your ID information that pulls from our CAD system. This is important to make sure you have the right character selected and active while you are on as Civillian. If you click the I button inside of the characters menu, you will see their information. You will see their full social security number, date of birth, gender, race, address. You'll see their physical description, height, weight, eye color, hair color. You can also edit their address and occupation from inside of this. You can view the full legal history, DMV services, and you also can remove the character. If you attempt to remove the character, you have to have a reason. Either they were deceased or they left the state. Enter the full character's name to confirm, and make sure to check the box. Section 2, Department of Motor Vehicles. Manage vehicles, licenses, and registrations. request licenses, register new vehicles, view all of your current registered vehicles, your current license, status of those licenses. This is an important section of this tutorial and our CAD system to show you the information that you need to be able to view to keep up with your character. So now I'm going to show you how to use the DMV section of this CAD. You are going to have register vehicle, pretty self-explanatory. You put in the plate of the vehicle, the year, make, model, and the color of the vehicle. For this example, I'm going to quickly speed through this, but take your time. Once you have entered this information yourself, you may click register. This vehicle will then pop up as a pending registered vehicle. The vehicle will then have a 15-minute cooldown before it fully goes in as a fully registered vehicle. After your 15 minutes have passed for your vehicle to be registered, you will see a report stolen button. This is how, if you want to roleplay a vehicle is reported stolen, you will have to report the vehicle stolen in the CAD system. Once you report a vehicle stolen, you will put the last known location and any suspect information that you have, and this will automatically populate a bolo issued for law enforcement to look out for. Now, let's move on to requesting licenses. Under Request License, you will see the options for Driver, CDL Commercial, Pilot, and Fishing/Hunting. These are the 4 different licenses you can request inside of the DMV section. Each of these, upon requesting, will have a 10 to 15 minute wait before the license is granted. All of these licenses also have a 45-day maximum expiration. After 45 days, you will have to renew these licenses. Let's go and request a driver's license. You select driver, hit request, and under the licenses tab, you will see that the driver's license is currently pending. Let's do the same thing for the CDL permit. Let's do the same thing for pilot now. And one last time for fishing and hunting. These 4 licenses will all give you a license number and the expiration date of when they expire in 45 days. That's the Department of Motor Vehicles. Let's move on to insurance. Now, under insurance, after you wait around 15 minutes, you will see your vehicle populate in the insurance section. You will then just have to click the Purchase Insurance button. You will then see that your insurance will activate in 15 minutes from the current time. Section 4, Firearms. As you may have noticed, earlier inside of the DMV section, there was no firearms license or weapon permit or anything inside of requesting those licenses. That is because we have now moved them to the firearms section. Inside of here is where you will apply for your weapon permit, register new firearms, and view your current registered firearms. To apply for a weapon permit, you can click the big orange button saying Apply for a Weapon Permit. Under here, you will then hit Submit Application, and then your weapon permit will be pending. Now your weapon permit is pending, you will have to wait around 15 minutes to be able to register a firearm. Now, after 15 minutes, the Register a New Firearm button is now able to be clicked, and you're able to register a new firearm. Now you may click Register New Firearm. To register a new firearm, you are going to have to select a type of firearm, a make, and a model of your firearm. Now, under type, you will have handgun, rifle, shotgun, and other. You may select the ones that apply to the weapon you are registering. The make and model is where you're going to put in your make and your model of your firearm. For make, you would put something as in Glock, and then model would be 19, for example. For this tutorial, I'm going to do a handgun. Make model is going to be a Glock 19. Now that I have those filled out, I will then click Register Firearm, and that firearm will be registered. You may now report this firearm as stolen if someone steals it. If you wish to do some sort of roleplay, that requires a stolen firearm. Section 5, Courthouse. Under Courthouse Records is where you're going to see all your previous citations, warrants, arrests, everything you need to know about your character. Since this character is a brand new character, there's going to be no information inside the courthouse, but once you do some roleplay, get a few citations, maybe a couple speeding tickets, they will show up in here. Section 6, Emergency Services. Under Request Emergency Services, you are going to see 2 options, Law Enforcement and Fire and Rescue. To request law enforcement, you will select the law enforcement option. You will enter your name, your current location with the nearest postal, the street, and a possible landmark. Optionally, you can add a location pin. To add a location pin, you will click the Place Pin on Map option. Once you open that up, you will see a map that you can click and drag to move around on. You can also zoom. Once you find the location of your 911 call, so for example, we're going to do 219 right here. I'm just going to go ahead and click right there. Once I click there, I will go out and put in the coordinates for where the map pin will be. Once you have placed your map pin, you can then describe the situation, put in your description of what the 911 call or request for law enforcement will be for. Once you have entered this, you may then click the Call Law Enforcement button. Once you go ahead and click the Call Law Enforcement button, it will notify law enforcement and they will be en route as soon as possible. Now, to request fire and rescue, you will click the Fire and Rescue button and enter this information exactly the same. You would enter in your name, your location with your nearest postal, street, and landmark, if any, an optional location pin, and describe the situation that is going on. Click the Call Fire and Rescue button, and Fire and Rescue will be en route as soon as possible. Lastly, in this tutorial, I'm going to cover a couple things. At the top of your screen, you will have an ID card button. Once you open this up, you will see your identification card that is shown in the CAD system with your full name, date of birth, social security number, address, occupation, height, weight, eye color, hair color, and gender, your status of this character, and your character ID. This is going to be important information if you need to relay this to law enforcement or if you have any other situation that needs this information. This will conclude the Civillian Portal portion of the CAD tutorial. Hopefully this helped you all. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you for playing on GSRP.